Let's talk about how to exit like a boss. You spent all this time working your business, building it over many years, preparing for that one day, and now you're starting to think about it. It's a couple of years off yet, but you're starting to think about how do you get the most from your life's work? How are you going to be able to maximize the valuation of all the effort and all the input that you've put in and invested over the years? How are you going to exit on your terms? Well, it takes preparation. You need to prepare the business. You need to work on your business. You need to make sure that everything is ready to go so that it's attractive to be acquired. And then you'll be able to exit like a boss. Now, I heard a statistic recently, and that is that out of all the business owners that start and build their business and get to the stage where they want to sell their business or exit their business, most don't get to create that exit. 4 out of 5 businesses, 4 out of 5 fail to get a deal done when the time comes and they want to exit their business. 4 out of 5 businesses. That's why it's so important to take the time to prepare so that you can be one of those 1 in 5, one of those 20% of business owners who manages to craft an exit without any horrible terms preventing you from exiting like a boss. Let's get stuck in, shall we? So what I'm going to do is share some ideas, some concepts that we've been able to build up at Succession Plus over many years, where we've built a proprietary process that's proven with more than 800 clients that we've worked with and prepared them to be exit ready. It's built up over 21 steps that you need to do to make sure that you can exit like a boss. And these 21 steps are spread over 5 stages. A little bit about me, just so you know who you're talking to. I've been working with SME businesses since 1999. I'm Darryl Bates-Brownsword. I started working with SMEs in Australia. I've since worked with them in South Africa, in the UK, some in the US, and a few in Europe, Western Europe, and I'm now based in the UK. One of the things you might really be interested in is that I host a podcast where I've been interviewing business owners who have already exited their business to tap into their knowledge and what they learned along the way, what they wish they knew before they started their exit journey, and what they would do differently if they were to do it again. I'm also talking to advisors who help these owners prepare and get them set up to make sure that they could get the most from their life's work and exit like a boss. I'll put links into the show notes, but Exit Insights, it's available where all podcasts are found and on YouTube. Right, here's the key question that we're going to answer. What would happen to your business if you left your business today? What would happen if unplanned, planned, whatever? What would happen to your business if you left your business today? Are you ready for the due diligence process? Are you ready for a new owner to come in probing and wanting to find out all the nitty-gritty about your business? If someone's going to offer you a whole lot of money, that big number that you want, that aspirational, that freedom number that you want, if they're going to offer you that number, if they're going to invest that amount of money in their business, in your business, they want to be sure and confident in exactly what they're getting. They're going to want to know all the nitty-gritty details about your business. Now, what if you left your business unplanned? Did you know that 55% of business exits are unplanned? We're talking death, disability, bankruptcy, receivership, divorce, partnership dispute, or even liquidation, or just simply closing the doors because they've faded away, their business is no longer relevant. But there's another one that's not on this list, and that's the unplanned exit, where someone comes and makes an offer to buy your business, acquire your business, because you've built it up to capture their attention, you've created a size, a scale, you've got a reputation in the marketplace where people have gone, hey, I'm interested in acquiring that business. But still, you need to be exit ready. You need to make sure that there's no risk to the buyer taking over your business. Otherwise, they're going to want you to work through an earn out, or they'll put any other caveats or details on the deal. So to be exit like a boss, you need to make sure that the business is exit ready. When you, the owners, are ready to exit, and you want to make sure that the numbers work for you. The value of the business today, the money up front, needs to be worth your aspirational number, the number that you want to sell it for. The number you get in your hand needs to meet your freedom number the amount that you need to be able to live the lifestyle you want without having to work an earnout. Let's dig in further, shall we? To exit like a boss, then you need to be exit ready now. What does exit ready mean? Let's explore. So here's something we've put together. So I've got a bit of a line here that talks about the business value increases, the valuation of your increases, basically relative to the amount of time you put in the business. As one of my clients said to me once, the more I work in my business, the less it's worth. And that's exactly shown here now. Now, what do we mean when the business is exit ready or exitable? Well, there's some criteria that I think we need to have in place. The first one is that the valuation of the business, the value that you would get in your hand today would be your aspirational number. The valuation that you would get in your hand without having to do an earnout would be the number that you would get to meet your freedom lifestyle, or the money you need invested from the proceeds of sale would fund your life in the lifestyle that you want it to be funded. The next one is that sustainable growth is achieved by the leadership team in place running the business, not you, the earners. The earnout period is independent from your freedom number. In other words, if you want to work an earnout, this is bonus money on top of your freedom number. If you want to work a contract where you work for the new owners, that's fantastic, but it's not going to affect your freedom number because you're exit ready. And the next one is where the owners are working in a chairman style role in the business. They're not working in any key roles. They're not working in any production or sales or marketing capacity in the business. They're in a chairman style role. What does that role entail? You're focusing on the vision. You're setting the vision and the context of the business. This is where the business is going, and this is the direction, and here's what it needs to look like. You're the keeper of the culture. Owners, whenever there's an owner in the business, they set the tone and the context for the culture. So you're the vision and the culture for the business. And the other thing you're doing is really adding value to the business because you're supporting the leadership team. You're coaching the leadership team. You're making sure that they are running the business in the style and making decisions the way you would make decisions. So you're training them. You're not making the decisions yourself. That's what it means to have a business that's exitable. You meet those criteria, your business is exit ready, and you'll be able to exit like a boss. Let's look into how you're going to do that. Touched on the 21 steps. There are 21 steps over 5 stages that you need to implement into your business. We've worked this methodology. It's our proven process. You work this, you'll prepare your business, you'll be exit ready. Here's the steps and the stages that you can see. So what is stage 1 all about? Stage 1 is all about how do you get a benchmark for what your business is worth today? Let's identify the value that it is today through a buyer's lens, and let's see what the gap is between that current valuation and that aspirational valuation that you're looking for, that you require to meet your freedom point. Let's figure out what's most important to you. Is it maximizing value? Is it leaving a legacy? Is it a combination of both? Let's figure out what you want to achieve when you exit your business. What is it you leave behind? What do you take with you? What are your goals and aspirations? We then do that fact find. We take all that analysis and we take about 400 data points where we want to understand all the nitty gritty. It's a bit like a due diligence, but we're sitting on the same side of the desk as you. We're a friendly person working with you because this is all about your preparation rather than doing it for real. This is how you maximize the value. The outcome of stage 1 is that we produce a business insights report. You want a report where you've got all that analysis so you know what the gap is and how you're going to close it. Business insights report shows you that gap, and it gives you a scorecard, and it gives you an assessment of how exit ready you are, and it provides you a bit like a business credit score. It gives you that whole evaluation of your business in an image and pictorial so that it is very clear and easy to understand. And this is the last page of the report. This is the report, the page that everyone goes to, and they love seeing this page because they can see what the value potential is in their business. What's their current valuation down here, this initial valuation, and then they go straight to this end bar. What is the valuation potential of my business, and what's the difference between this first one and this last one, and how long is it going to take me to get there? That's the question that I'm always being asked. Now, another buy question that I'm often asked is, well, based on your experience, Darryl, and all the businesses that Succession Plus have worked with, what's that gap on average? And what I can tell you is that gap on average is about 33%, about a third uplift. That's hidden value in your business that's not being realized and being left on the table by a stack of business owners out there. You don't want to be one of them. Right, there's the identification of value. Now, once you've identified the value, you need to do something about it. You need to start protecting it and making sure that nothing's eroded and slips through the cracks over the next couple of years, and then you can maximize the valuation. Let's protect it by building a solid foundation. Let's get really clear on what your personal numbers are. We said the business owners need to be exit ready. We need to prepare the business in case of unplanned events. If there's an unplanned exit, you want to make sure that whatever happens to the business and your family, that everyone is looked after in the way that you want them to be. And we need to eliminate owner dependence on your business, and we need to remove all risks. And those risks are related to the ongoing revenue once you extract yourself out of the business. That's what buyers are looking at. What is the risk to ongoing cash flow? Right, you've now protected your business. You've built that solid foundation that you can get at least the standard valuation criteria for your industry. Now you want to get a step ahead of everyone else. You want to beat that benchmark. You want to maximize the valuation. You've got time up your slide on your side so that you can do this. Stage 3 is all about how you maximize the valuation. You're working on your profit and loss and your financial numbers, and you're working on your intangible assets to leverage that multiplier. The output of stage 3 is that you've built yourself a management succession plan. You've documented how people move through your business, and you've documented what the key roles and the key skills are. You've also created a user guide for your business. A user guide is far more useful than a policy and procedure manual that's boring as, well, whatever. But a user guide, you're preparing for the next owners. Bit like any new product or anything you acquire that's worth something, it comes with a user guide. You may not look at the user guide, but you have comfort knowing it's there, and that user guide creates value and gives you a really good experience. This is what you're going to do for your business. Create a user guide that gives the new owners all the vital information they need to know about the history of the business and why things are done the way they are, and why the decisions have been made the way they are, and the vision, and how they can continue the business running on track and keeping it, getting the same results that you were getting at the bare minimum. Right, you've now maximized the value. You've built your profit. You're now operating at best practice profit. You're now operating at best practice intangible assets. Your business is no longer known for the key people in the business. Customers are being attracted to the business because of the brand reputation and the methodology that you apply. You're known for the results and the way you look after customers, and you've got that position in the marketplace. You now, before you do any deals, you now need to do some tax planning and get all of your documentation ready. The accountants talk to us. When we talk to them, they say, if only my clients told me that they were thinking about exiting a little bit earlier, we could have done some tax planning. We can't eliminate the tax, but what they tell me is that they can minimize the tax to help you. Hey, who wants to pay tax? But they can minimize it if they're given enough time, and they can restructure and set things up for you so that as you negotiate the deal, things are done tax effectively, but you need to do it up front. And then the rest of stage 4 is that you need all of your documentation to prepare for an event. Now, what you want to do is get all of that documentation that a business buyer is looking for and expecting to see. The more you can give them up front, the more you can anticipate their needs, the more confidence they're going to have in your business. So let's get that done up front. Prepare your business documentation.